Ever wonder what it's like to stumble upon a secret so big it sends shockwaves around the globe? Picture this: a band of curious explorers, lanterns in hand, venture deep into the shadows of an uncharted cave. What they unearth there is not just extraordinary, it's the kind of stuff that history books are made of. Buckle up, because we're about to share the jaw-dropping tales of their discoveries with you. Number 1. A city in the basement. Imagine unearthing a vast subterranean metropolis right beneath your feet, in the place you call home. This isn't the start of a fiction novel. It actually happened in Turkey in 1963. A homeowner, curious about his disappearing chickens, knocked down a wall in his basement, and to his astonishment, found himself standing at the gates of an ancient underground city called Derinkuyu. This place isn't your run-of-the-mill archaeological site. It's an expansive network that once breathed with life, yet now rests in silence, holding secrets of the past. So who were the masterminds behind Derinkuyu? That question still hangs in the air. Some fingers point to the Hittites, carving out this underground haven over 4,000 years ago. Others whisper about early Christians seeking refuge from persecution. Despite the theories, most of Derinkuyu's labyrinthine corridors remain unexplored, with just 25% laid bare for the world to see. The section that's been excavated reveals a marvel of ancient engineering. 8 levels of meticulously designed spaces extending over 2,500 square meters. Here, a community thrived, complete with residential areas, communal spaces, a monastery, wineries, storerooms, meeting halls, places of worship, and yes, even a dungeon. Imagine living there. Up to 3,000, some say even 50,000 people, could have called this subterranean world their home, shielded from the surface by massive rolling stone doors. What's truly fascinating is Derinkuyu's lifeline, a complex ventilation system boasting over 1,500 channels, ingeniously designed not only to provide fresh air, but also to supply water throughout the city. And the most incredible part? This ancient air conditioning system still functions perfectly after thousands of years, a testament to the ingenuity of its creators. This underground city isn't just a relic, it's a masterclass in ancient innovation, a silent witness to history, waiting to divulge its mysteries to those who dare to delve deeper. Number 2. The man behind the mystery. Tucked away in the shadowy corners of Ecuador's history, there's a tale that seems to leap straight out of an adventure novel. Father Crespi, an Italian priest, apparently stumbled upon an underground network of caves hiding a treasure that would shake the very foundations of our past. Picture this: a metallic library and artifacts hinting at connections between ancient American civilizations and Sumerians, even suggesting extraterrestrial encounters. It's the kind of story that could rewrite history books, or perhaps fit perfectly into a conspiracy theory about the Vatican's secret knowledge. But let's sift through the myths to find the grains of truth. Father Crespi, born in Italy in 1891, was indeed a real person. After studying anthropology in Milan, he took his monastic vows and, fueled by a passion for service, went to Ecuador in 1923. His mission: to serve the indigenous community of Cuenca. There, Father Crespi became a beacon of hope and charity, his legacy immortalized in a statue that still stands as a tribute to his compassionate spirit. He founded orphanages, schools, and was known for his generosity and unwavering dedication to the local people's needs. His fascination wasn't limited to his humanitarian work, though. Father Crespi had a voracious appetite for understanding the diverse cultures around him, delving into the traditions and stories of Ecuador's indigenous tribes. But what of his supposed private collection, said to be brimming with enigmatic artifacts? Why are they shrouded in secrecy, locked away from prying eyes? This enigma adds a layer of intrigue to the priest's story, leaving us wondering how much of the legend is embedded in fact, and what astonishing discoveries might still be hidden in the depths of Ecuador's caves. Number 3. The Crespi Collection. Imagine a priest, Father Crespi, whose kindness so touched the hearts of the Ecuadorian locals that they showered him with artifacts, a heartfelt thank you for his service. These gifts, coming from all corners of Ecuador, showcase the rich tapestry of the nation's indigenous heritage. Despite the obvious financial hardship of these communities, they found a way to give back to a man who gave them so much. And Crespi, with a heart as big as his collection, made it a point to offer payment, acknowledging their generosity. As the collection swelled to an impressive size, exceeding 50,000 pieces, it was a mix of genuine relics and some pieces that, to the trained eye, screamed modern imitation. But for Cresy, it wasn't about the item's age or authenticity. It was about the sentiment behind each donation. Recognizing the value of preserving this collection, the Vatican gave the nod to create a museum to safeguard these treasures. However, fate had a cruel twist in store. A devastating fire in 1962 reduced the collection to ashes, leaving behind only memories and charred remains. This tragic loss turned the Cresy Collection into a legend, with the surviving artifacts slipping into the shadows. Rumors abounded about their fate. Some whispered they were gathering dust in some forgotten Vatican archive, while others speculated they had found new homes among private collectors. The true fate of Cresy's treasures remained shrouded in mystery, sparking the curiosity of historians and treasure hunters alike. Was it a simple case of lost history, or was there something more, something hidden, waiting to be uncovered? Number 4, the Dead Axe Murderer. So let's step into the time machine and dial it back to 1916. We land in a chilling moment when Joseph Henry Lovelace does the unthinkable. He murders his wife Agnes with a hatchet in her sleep. Justice catches up quickly, and Joseph is behind bars. But not for long. He manages to escape from St. Anthony Prison in Idaho. How? Well, the official story says he sawed through his cell bars, but whispers from the past hint that he might have had a little help from a friend on the outside. For years, the tale of the hatchet-wielding escapee fades into ghost stories and lore, with no sign of Joseph. Then, fast forward to 1979, a discovery in Buffalo Cave near Dubois, Idaho, sends shivers down the spine of the local community. A family stumbles upon a gruesome sight, a headless torso, wrapped up and abandoned like a forgotten piece of history. As the years pass, more pieces of this human puzzle are found in the cave. A hand, an arm, legs. But the identity of this poor soul remains a mystery. It isn't until 2019, thanks to a DNA test provided by an 87-year-old grandson of Lovelace, that the bones are confirmed to belong to the infamous Joseph. What happened to him? That's where the story takes a turn into the unknown. The only clear fact is that his end was as violent as his crime. His body was cut up with a variety of sharp instruments. Now, some think this might have been payback from Agnes's family, a family's vengeance, or the final act of a fugitive's life on the run. We may never know the full story. One thing's for sure, Joseph Henry Lovelace's tale is not just a page from history. It's a real-life crime story that took over a century to unfold. And while we ponder this macabre piece of the past, let's not forget the human stories behind these cold facts. What do you think? Did justice have a hand in Joseph's fate? Or was it the merciless twist of karma? Share your thoughts, and don't forget, history is full of mysteries just waiting for us to unravel them. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. In the dense forests of Northridge, a cave known only to the whispers of the wind sheltered an enigma beyond human comprehension. For centuries, tales of strange lights and eerie sounds emanating from its depths circulated among the locals. It wasn't until 2 hikers, camera in hand, ventured into its heart that the world's eyes turned upon it. The photograph they leaked was staggering, a metallic structure, saucer-like, with symbols etched upon its hull that glowed with an otherworldly hue. The hikers stood transfixed, hats in hand, as they gazed upon technology that defied all known human capability. The image went viral. Governments denied knowledge, and conspiracy theorists had a field day. It was the evidence of the extraterrestrial they had long awaited, now lying within Earth's own crust. When a specialized team was dispatched to verify the phenomenon, the cave was bereft of any spacecraft. All that remained was a constellation of unfamiliar symbols on the cave walls, pulsing softly as if breathing. The world was left to wonder, had we been visited, or was it a mere trick of shadows and human longing? The Northridge mystery lived on, tucked away in the forest's silent embrace. Number 5, the Secret Library. Picture this. It's 1973, the year when the Cresy Collection unexpectedly becomes a topic of global buzz. Why? Well, Eric von Däniken, a name that stirs up controversy like a spoon in a coffee cup, releases Gold of the Gods. In this book, he spins a yarn about Juan Marich's unearthing an enigmatic tunnel in the Ecuadorian caves of Taos, leading to an extraordinary discovery, a massive library with shelves groaning under the weight of golden artifacts. According to von Däniken, this wasn't just any stash. It was a treasure trove of a long-forgotten civilization, possibly with an extraterrestrial touch. Imagine that, golden relics with otherworldly origins. Moritz insisted that these artifacts made their way to Father Crespi, which only thickened the plot. The tale gets wilder. Von Däniken describes thousands of metal books, each leaf inscribed with symbols as indecipherable as your grandma's secret code for Wi-Fi. He suggests that such a monumental structure couldn't have been the handiwork of mere mortals. It must have been giants or aliens. Now, fast forward to the dedicated team from Ancient Origins, who, like modern-day Indiana Joneses, flew to Ecuador. Their mission? To sift fact from science fiction. They rendezvoused with Padre Javier Haran, a friend of Crespi, who dropped a bombshell. The Central Bank of Ecuador had safeguarded the artifacts post the disastrous fire. The twist? Dr. Luis Alvarez, a Crespi connoisseur, debunks Moritz and von Däniken's claims, stating Crespi himself was baffled by the so-called discovery of this metallic library. When Ancient Origins finally got a peek inside the central bank's vaults, the reality was no less astonishing. Imagine walking through rows of historical splendor, figurines standing in silent ceremony, weapons and jewelry whispering stories of the past, pottery pieces, eerie elongated skulls, and yes, shrunken heads. But of metal books and hidden libraries, not a whisper, not a shadow. So did our intrepid explorers find the truth? Maybe, maybe not. But what's certain is that the Cresy Collection, with its air of mystery and tales of ancient giants, continues to hold us captive, making us wonder what's really out there, beneath the surface of what we see. And as we ponder this, we can't help but ask, what secrets of the past are still out there, waiting to be discovered? Number 6. The Crone. Imagine wandering off the beaten path in the New York Catskill Mountains when you're greeted not by nature's serene beauty, but by a discovery that could chill you to the core. This was the experience of two hikers who, driven by an adventurous spirit, found themselves standing at the mouth of an unassuming cave. Inside this rocky hollow, they encountered a curious sight, a small wooden figure, its neck bound with rope and head impaled with 6 small nails. Despite the shivers crawling up their spines, curiosity won over fear. They couldn't leave this oddity behind and decided to bring the peculiar figurine back to their home. Maybe they were thinking about a wild story to share, or perhaps they were drawn to it by an inexplicable pull. However, this decision soon proved to be more than they bargained for. The hiker's home became a stage for the strange and unexplainable. Untraceable, muddy footprints appeared. A pungent odor of decay wafted through the air, and stagnant pond water seemed to seep into their once peaceful abode. These odd incidents crescendoed on the 7th night with a heart-stopping vision. A shadowy figure with eyes like burning coals appeared, perched silently in a corner of their living room. That night, the eerie invader earned the name the Crone. Seeking to rid themselves of these alarming occurrences, the hikers handed over the wooden figure to a museum specializing in the paranormal and occult. As quickly as the disruptions had begun, they ended, as if slamming a door shut on an unwelcome visitor. Now, isn't that a tale that tickles the curious mind? What do you think? Was it the power of belief, or perhaps something truly unexplainable at play? Have you ever found something that you wish you hadn't? If you have a story or even a theory, drop a comment below. And remember, sometimes the trails less traveled hold more than beauty. They hold stories that straddle the line between our world and that of the unknown. Number 7. Enigmatic stone sphere. Picture this. Nestled in the forests near Voko, Bosnia, lies a mystery as heavy as it is baffling. We're talking about a massive stone sphere, spanning 3.3 meters in diameter and tipping the scales at a colossal 35 tons. It's a discovery that's captured the imagination of many, drawing in visitors by the droves, all of them hungry for answers. Does this remind you of the famed stone spheres of Costa Rica? You're not alone in the comparison. The Bosnian behemoth invites whispers and theories of an advanced civilization lost to time. Could our ancestors have shaped this giant ball of stone? Archaeologist Samir Osmanagic, dubbed the Bosnian Indiana Jones, is convinced of it. He speculates that a sophisticated society, which flourished over a millennium ago, crafted this enigmatic object, but not everyone is sold on the idea of human hands behind its creation. The sphere's rich red-brown hue hints at a hefty iron content, which some experts argue is a hallmark of natural formations known as concretions. These geological oddities are nature's own artworks, crafted over eons without a single human chisel in sight. What's your take? Are we looking at a cultural artifact sculpted by ancient humans, or just Mother Nature showing off her creative side? Perhaps you've got another theory itching to be shared. Drop a comment and join the conversation. And if you're feeling a tug of curiosity to see more mysteries like this, why not give that subscribe button a gentle tap? Who knows what we'll uncover next? Number 8. News from Sakara. Imagine stumbling into the past, where ancient mysteries are as common as sand in the desert. That's what happened in the storied sands of Sakara, an Egyptian necropolis that keeps giving historians and archaeologists the kind of surprises that rewrite textbooks. Just recently, a cluster of ancient embalming workshops surfaced from the dust, offering an unprecedented peek into the mummification expertise of Egypt's bygone eras. Here, stone slabs served as the final resting place before the deceased began their journey into the afterlife, and nearby, gutters and clay pots hint at a process meticulously tuned over centuries. These pots once cradled the internal organs, while natron salt sheets played their part in halting the ravages of time by desiccating the body. It wasn't just human nobles who were given this VIP treatment. Sacred animals, from the revered cats to ibises and apis bulls, were also embalmed with equal reverence. This find at Sakara is a first, says the director of the dig site. It's a new chapter in our understanding, connecting embalming practices directly with temple activities, diverging from earlier discoveries tied to the apis deity worship in Memphis. In a span of 1 year, the sands have parted to reveal not just these embalming workshops, but also 2 tombs, silent for millennia. Dating back 4,400 and 3,400 years, they belong to priests Nesba and Menkabler, whose stories are yet to be told. As researchers navigated these cryptic corridors, they found not just statues and art, but also, to the delight of culinary historians, a sample of ancient Egyptian cheese. Now let's turn the clock even further back, to a cave sealed off from millions of years. When scientists cracked open this natural time capsule, they found life thriving in the dark. It's a testament to the resilience of life, always adapting, always surprising. So, what do you think about the ancients' ways? And what about life in hidden places? Let's chat in the comments below, and while you're at it, remember that the subscribe button is like the key to more hidden chambers of knowledge, waiting for you to discover. Stay tuned for our next adventure. Could there be more secrets hidden in Egypt's vast sands?